the news tonight. City of Windhoek secures 155 million Namibian dollar loan for new power substation to avoid load shedding.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to News on One. Here are your top stories. Some Namibian children raised around alcohol. No land, no vote come 2024, says Okahanya activist. VCRC to open Reproductive Justice Center in Windhoek. Farmers Union initiate annual Agricultural Outlook Conference. And Roundup, Business on One, Comments Corner, Sports and the Weather. First up, Deputy Chairperson of the Southern Africa Alcohol Policy Alliance in Namibia, Renee Adams, said that many children in Namibia are brought up watching their parents and guardians consume alcohol, making it a norm and describing it as scary.
Adams was speaking at the No to Alcohol Day commemorated on the 2nd of October annually. In remembrance of the day, SAPA held an event at the Leader Foundation Conference Room in Damara location on Saturday, where they discussed the dangers of alcohol, such as deaths and injuries due to alcohol consumption, drugs and substance abuse.
So our kids are growing up with alcohol in the household, with people coming in from outside drinking there. And that atmosphere is an atmosphere of harmfulness.
In addition, Adams highlighted the harmful effects such as alcohol psychosis, assaults, road accidents and gender-based violence and breakdown of families.
One thing that we can't cause either, the alcohol or the drug situation in the house cause abuse, child neglect. It is a lot of cost for that family emotionally. Because that child, many children I've heard, they have to run when it is time for exams to other houses. Many things happen there. We can't go into details. But they can't study at home because of what is going on there. We lose young people. We lose young people with vision because at my house, I am abused, I am neglected, I am getting the worst words that is possible to finish me because of the alcohol at home.
School children who attended the No Alcohol Day event share what they have learned and their experiences with alcohol in their communities.
In our community, I see a lot of people drinking. Some of them, they used to play dice. Some are young like me. Some they used to smoke happily. Some they used to smoke even Zol, and then they are saying Zol is nice. And then they are influencing other people to smoke also. Some of them, they are fighting and killing each other in the communities because of alcohol.
The SAPA meeting was extremely helpful because I was, sitting there, I was able to have an in-depth view, like statistics and all of that, numbers that are able to tell me like what's happening. Because we all know that alcohol is bad and we all know that there's a lot of negative effects. But when you hear numbers, that's when you start to realize the true negatives of alcohol and what and the effects that it has on the youth in the community.
There
there are data deals. And then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial star 130 star 780 hash and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding that. T's and C's apply.
Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
Great combo deal from Choppies. Choppies, great value for your money.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
A community activist representing the informal settlers from Okahanya claims they have still not received an answer from the Minister of Urban and Rural Development to date regarding concerns about lack of municipal services at their town. The activist, Seti Gariseb, said if the government does not favorably respond to their request, they will not partake in the next electoral process in 2024.
Gariseb and fellow residents marched to Windhoek to hand over a petition to the Minister of Urban and Rural Development in July this year. However, Utoni at the time referred the demonstrators back to the local authorities at the town as he felt they should have first reached out to them. According to Gariseb, engaging their local authorities has been unfruitful.
We don't have decent sanitations. We don't have water. We don't have electricity. We don't have ownership. And we just want ownership before the election. Because we are just voting, but there is no change in Okahanya. And Okahanya is one of the biggest towns because if you are traveling to the north or to Valfes or to Coast or to where, you have to travel through Okahanya. Now election time, we must go and vote again and again. Other 5 years, we must sit. We are struggling really in Okahanya. I just want to know, Minister, is he watching news or watching newspaper? Or seems to me he doesn't know what is happening in Okahanya because he sent us back to the same people where he came from because we guys was having a demonstration there in Okahanya already. And we didn't get a help there that side. We came back to Windhoek to his office, but then he sent us back.
Gariseb said they need serious politicians who keep their word and take care of their people.
Why should they just repeat always the same thing, and telling us, we'll bring water, we'll bring electricity, and then you are going again, 5 years again, the same thing. We've got nothing to do with politics. We know politics is a game, but we need serious politicians that care about people's life. We need really a serious leaders that can help us. Because I'm the voter, I'm going to stand in that queue. But if it's happening like this, why should I go and stand in the queue?
The community activists added that they are planning to hand over another petition in which they demand ownership of land to the Prime Minister on the 21st of October 2022.
The Voices for Choices and Rights Coalition plans to open a reproductive justice center in Windhoek that will be offering affordable reproductive health commodities, which include hormonal therapy, treatment and injections for the transgender community in Namibia.
The soon-to-be-opened Reproductive Justice Center is part of the Voices for Choices and Rights Coalition's efforts over the past 2 years to educate the community on reproductive justice, with the aim of providing non-judgmental, friendly, accessible, affordable, and efficient reproductive health care services.
The establishment of the Reproductive Justice Center, coupled with desk research, IC materials, health education, it's there to inform Namibians, to fill the knowledge gap, to preserve life. As you know, VCRC was founded on the abortion debate, and we want to say that we want all pregnancies to be wanted. We have reached a stage where we need to preserve the lives of those who are undertaking unsafe backdoor abortions. So by providing them with contraceptives, by providing them with health information, we are preserving life so that they do not find themselves in a situation where they have unwanted pregnancies.
Kamati further says that in establishing the Reproductive Justice Center, the coalition has ongoing engagements with the Ministry of Health and Social Services, adding that the center has been registered and that a focus study was carried out to identify the need for such a center. Once opened in the capital, the center will be decentralized across the country and its products will be made available online on the VCRC website for physical pickup at the center or home delivery.
We followed the appropriate channels with, first of all, institutionalizing by registering. We are at the moment, we are busy engaging the Ministry of Health with the licensing. We are busy engaging other stakeholders, or we have engaged other stakeholders. We did carry out a focus study to see the need of the Reproductive Justice Center. And as you know, this is not to say that we took this decision lightly. We looked at the problem, which is there's a lack of reproductive health care services available to community members. In as much as the government has tried, we have recently read in most media houses, media publications, that the government hospitals and clinics do run out of reproductive health care commodities. So we are stepping in to say, let us offer this service in order to fill that gap.
The Voices for Choices and Rights Coalition is the leading coalition of reproductive justice organizations, activists, and individuals in Namibia. The coalition was established to support the reproductive justice movement in Namibia after a petition was launched with the aim to call for abortion law reform, as well as the protection and prioritization of women's health, women's rights, and gender-diverse persons' reproductive status in Namibia.
Back in the day, Susie's phone used to ring like a hotline. She was the most popular girl in town. But since she did not register her SIM card with her mobile service provider, her phone does not ring anymore. She has tried to get something similar. She has tried this and that number, but it has never been the same. So now, she has a reputation of being a number hoarder, instead of just registering her SIM at her mobile service provider and keeping her number. Excuse me one sec. Hello? No, this isn't Susie. Have you tried her other number?
Don't miss out on important communications like Susie. Register your SIM to keep your number. Visit www.cran.na.
Kick off with the biggest character deal, only at Pep. Babies' tees and vests, only $39.99. Kids, just $44.99. Buy any two and score a saving of 10. More deals, more fun in store. Life's better with Pep.
The Agricultural Outlook Conference, which took place in Windhoek today, aimed to assess the sector's performance, specifically looking at the value chain for organic local produce. The Minister of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Kali Schlettwein, highlighted the importance of knowing what is needed to improve the sector's performance.
Schledwijn told Agri on One that structural reforms in the agri-sector have become urgent and Namibia can use the opportunity to boost the sector's value chain with organic produce, as most local farmers are already involved in this practice.
Evidence shown by the experts here that consumer behavior is away from GMOs or hormone-treated or antibiotic-treated commodities, and that is true for the similar chemicals in plants, of course. I believe we need to move away, and we have a good opportunity here with our livestock. Our livestock is grass-fed, hormone-free and GMO-free, so we have that good opportunity to maintain that green label, that positive label that consumers already know.
Schledwijn said the unified front that brought about this event is admirable and should be maintained in order for the agri-sector to reach its full potential and ultimately for the country to attain national food security.
I think the whole value chain must be covered if this sector of ours, the agricultural sector, is going to reach its full potential. We must hear and we must know what consumers want. We must know what logistics need and what the impediments are. We must know what the wholesale, the retail sectors, how they tick, how they make their livelihoods, and how profitability is influenced by whether it's a downside or or upside activity that we have. So the whole value chain must be covered, and therefore I think an annual frequency of a meeting like that would be very good.
Also speaking at the Agricultural Outlook Conference was Reino van der Merwe, who is a full-time livestock farmer in the Omaheke region. Van der Merwe explained that the best methods of boosting the agri-sector is through mentorship of new farmers by old farmers with years of experience.
There are farmers in this country of ours which have experience, and not anymore experience, but expertise of up to 60 years. And that's what we must make use of to unlock our full potential. I believe it's the most effective way to support new farmers. I've mentioned it. There are a lot of experienced farmers in this country. He knows the challenges and the ways how to manage it very well.
Among the topics discussed was financial attraction to the agri-sector, neighbor-to-neighbor mentoring, and how to mobilize public support for farmers.
Prevent cramps with Fabifarm's new NBA cramp stop. Developed to bring fast and effective relief from cramps in athletes, active people, and senior citizens. Manufactured in Namibia, Fabifarm's NBA Cramp Stop contains a carefully selected blend of vitamins and essential minerals to prevent cramps, with a full month supply of capsules. It's Fabifarm's new NBA Cramp Stop, your #1 choice in cramp prevention. Now available at all leading pharmacies countrywide.
Welcome to this edition of Business on One. Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism Pohamba Shifeta said the donation from the German government, valued at $21 million, comes at a time when the tourism sector is recovering from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to Shifeta, the donation will significantly support ongoing efforts of wildlife protection.
Equipments intended to enhance the protection of the Namibia's wildlife include 10 4x4 off-road vehicles, water maintenance equipment, and camping equipment. In addition, the ministry also received wildlife monitoring equipment, predator transport crates, workshop tools, smart equipment, and IT equipment. Since the beginning of this year, the number of tourists flocking to see Namibia's unique flora and fauna has increased. The sector is the second largest contributor to the country's gross domestic product.
The support we are receiving today will continue to make a measurable, tangible difference towards augmenting current law enforcement and conservation initiatives. This consignment that includes 10 4x4 off-road vehicles, water maintenance equipment, camping equipment, wildlife monitoring equipment, predator transport crates, workshop tools, equipment for partial monitoring and reporting, and IT equipment. This will be significantly support our efforts to protect wildlife and manage our national parks efficiently and effectively. This donation comes at a time when the country is recovering from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, which is a global health pandemic. The pandemic subjected our economy to unprecedented pressure, and this did not spare our ministry at all.
Head of Development Cooperation at the Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany indicated that this gesture will ensure that every staff is equipped and well protected when combating the crimes against the wildlife.
These vehicles enable field staff to patrol the national parks more extensively. They will also enhance the safety of all staff when conducting their work in the field. The equipment, including camping gear, wildlife transport crates, and smart devices, is essential in terms of ensuring that all field staff is equipped and well prepared when spending time on the ground combating illegal wildlife crime and protecting species in national and global importance.
The official handover was held today at the ministry's headquarters.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
Here's a look at the comments on the story about an 84-year-old pensioner and her family from the Damara location in Windhoek who woke up to news that the home they've been residing in for over 4 decades is now up for public auction. Antoinette said community leaders are not doing enough to ensure that elderly persons are the rightful owners of their own homes. Venji Uru said government should intervene with solutions to the issue. Anita said this is happening all over Namibia because some of the laws are failing the elderly. Struop said, what happened to the spirit of Ubuntu in Namibia? Letty said, watching Oma cry made her cry as well. And that's it from Comments Corner. Please continue engaging with us on our stories for broadcast only on News on One.
Nivea Pearl and Beauty with pearl extracts for soft and beautiful underarms. Your trusted deodorant with the perfect balance of protection and care. Enriched with the power of pearls. Nivea Pearl and Beauty for soft and beautiful underarms. New Nivea Pearl and Beauty Black Pearl coming soon. Pep has sunny savings on sandals. Babies and younger kids truckers a super low $49.99. Super cute, super cool. To see more, step in store. Life's better with Pep.
Back in the day, Susie's phone used to ring like a hotline. She was the most popular girl in town. But since she did not register her SIM card with her mobile service provider, her phone does not ring anymore. She has tried to get something similar. She has tried this and that number, but it has never been the same. So now, she has a reputation of being a number hoarder. Instead of just registering her SIM at her mobile service provider and keeping her number. Excuse me one sec. Hello? No, this isn't Susie. Have you tried her other number?
Don't miss out on important communications like Susie. Register your SIM to keep your number. Visit www.cran.na.
And now on the sports front, the Dr. Hagegengop Cup was launched in Windhoek today and received a combined cash sponsorship of 3.5 million Namibia dollars.
The popular Sport Cup will attract rugby lovers as the Namibian team, the Velvetia, will take on the Griquas from South Africa on the 4th of November.
One of the goals, if not the biggest, which the Namibian Rugby Union wishes to accomplish in the very near future is making the sport of rugby accessible to all Namibians from all walks of life, gender and ethnicity. We are thankful that the Dr. Hagegengop Cup closely parallels with the vision we have and believe that this will put us one step closer in achieving this.
Speaking on behalf of President Hagegengop, presidential spokesperson Alfredo Hengari revealed the admiration the president has not only for rugby but sport in general.
The Hagegengop Cup is a reflection of the passion the president has for sports in the country, and not just sports for its own sake and for its entertainment value, but because sports is about discipline, it's about hard work, it's about health and nation building. So this year the Cup is a celebration of the excellence of our rugby team, which is going to play in the Rugby World Cup next year in France. And the team has qualified for the 6th consecutive time. But the president also has a message for you as the Velvetians. You have qualified on several occasions with consistency through determination and hard work. Go and win.
A combined sponsorship will be diverted to the national rugby team that has qualified for the Rugby World Cup in France next year to assist with their preparation.
That's all the sports news we have for you. Please stay tuned for the weather update.